Hi, and welcome to the second part in this two-part series, the Fan Focus Scrapbooking series on my Weta scrapbooks. What you're looking at now is the front cover to my third scrapbook, which is a combination of the first two scrapbooks that I made that feature Weta. And this particular scrapbook has a title. It's called Passage, and it has a story to tell. And I'm going to kind of try to tell that story as I thumb through these pages. So you'll see here in the first page, it says change, and it has a Weta quote. And let's see if I can get the whole page here. There we go. And it has some clippings from my periodical scrapbook, some embellishments, some die-cut embellishments. It has a clipping of a photograph of her signature from one of the books in my collection, the prized item in my collection, which features a signed letter from her tipped into the front matter there. And this kind of tells the story of before I met my wife, because I was really super into Weta. I just recently discovered her by reading Under Two Flags, and then immediately picked up Moths, and then went from there, never looked back. But reading Weta put me in the mind frame. It opened my heart. It put me in the mind frame for love, and it opened my heart to the possibilities of love when I had been quite jaded in the Los Angeles dating scene. So that's why you see the word change here, because I was ready for change. And it was definitely through my engagement with Weta's fiction that happened. This is actually the day that I met my wife. I was wearing this T-shirt here that I had made with Weta on the front of the T-shirt. And you can see here, this is from our first date. Our first sort of formal date, because it's funny, my wife didn't realize that we were on our date when we were on our first date, because she didn't know I was interested in her at the time. But as you can see here, I cut out little die cuts and clippings of the front covers of her books, and if you pay close attention, you'll see that the books, for instance, Wanda, the front covers will represent the books that I was reading at the time that the photos were taken, roughly. So this is a vista of Los Angeles, and we kind of climbed up this vista point and looked out and had this wonderful view, and I took a picture of it, and this is documented here. So even though you don't see her, she was there. And there she is. And so what you're seeing here on the verso usually corresponds to the images on the page prior. So when I say in first encounter, that refers to, sort of our first time meeting, right? Life. And then here, this is an image from Fall Farine, which is my all-time favorite novel and my favorite Weta novel. And we got engaged pretty quick. We got engaged 3 months after we started dating. And I got really sick with food poisoning one night. And I was reading Fall Farine, and I couldn't read anymore. And Jennifer, my wife's name, she actually read a large passage of the book to me while I was sick. And that meant so much to me. And so I kind of captured that here. And you can see these... again, periodical clippings from my periodical scrapbook. Now here's an image of our wedding. You would notice from our wedding scrapbook that I showed in the previous video. And I was reading Views and Opinion at the time, and then here's Pasquarel. So that was really neat. Here's images from our honeymoon. We went to Tokyo. She let me go to Jimbo Cho to search for various editions of A Dog of Flanders. I was trying to locate a Japanese edition. It's a really cute story. Here's a famous quote: "An easygoing husband is the one indispensable comfort of life," right? I know some of y'all can relate to that. So here I am, happy in my graduation after I got my PhD. A really long struggle, and that's how you know she's a keeper if she can kind of weather the storm through the dissertation writing process, which is a grueling process. So here is a pictures after we were married. At this point, she's pregnant with our first child, Nello, and so you see here a dog of Flanders, me in cosplay, and Nello cosplay. Here's the character that my son is named after, Nello from a Dog of Flanders, and it's really kind of neat. And I'll show you here. These are layered scraps, a lot of them, and if I kind of point to the object with my phone, content will come up, additional digital content. So here it's a song. Should start. There it is. And that's the theme song from the original Japanese animation series for A Dog of Flanders, which is really kind of cool. And so then our son was born. There he is. So cute. So there's Nello. He was born October 28th, 2016. And there's my beautiful wife with our boy. Some die cuts there again, and then you can see I was reading looks like Lascelles at the time. This is one of my favorite pages here. It was Nello's first Christmas. Just a beautiful layout here. I've got all kinds of embellishments, flowers, lace, borders. I really wanted to make an elegant page to document his first Christmas, and there he is. He's so super cute. And here he is about 6 months old on my birthday. Jennifer got me a Weta cake, and she usually gets me Weta books on my birthday because she knows how much I love collecting Weta books. And there he is about a year old, and it's a New Year's card we made for him. Again, here's some layered scraps documenting sort of my collecting practices. And this one's really neat. Here. This is another layered scrap, but it's really cool. This has digital content on it. Let's see if I can just pull this up here. Okay. Hopefully this works. There it is. There he is riding his little train. It's hard to see on multiple devices. But yeah, that's the scrap. The digital content in the scrap is a video of Nello riding the train that you see in the image here. So you can see that. And then lastly, my wife made this scrapbook page to as an insert, and she did this as a surprise for this Father's Day that just passed. And she made a scrapbook kind of documenting my family. There's my mother and my father there, and myself and my brother as a family. And I was really close to my mother before she passed, and so she's kind of making a scrapbook page documenting sort of our relationship prior to her passing in 2006. So there she is. She was just such a beautiful woman and such a wonderful mother. And there's my brother and myself as babies. Kind of embarrassing to show in here, but I guess, hey, why not? There she is.
And so I was really touched, really touched when she gave me this for Father's Day. I thought it was the perfect addition to this scrapbook.
And so there it is. It's a new kind of scrapbook. It's definitely contemporary scrapbook, but with the addition of the augmented reality content. I feel like it's sort of an innovation to scrapbooking practice. And as I said before, it combines my periodical clipping scrapbook dedicated to Ouida with sort of my wedding anniversary scrapbook, and combining to do made this lovely story of how one's interaction with their pleasure reading, with the fiction that they read, can positively impact their life and open their hearts up to new and wonderful experiences. And it's just been such a beautiful journey, and it's beautiful that I have this sort of artifact to document this story and hopefully to pass along to the next generation.
All right, so that's it.